the Lavender Witch, and the Captain. Captain David stood on the bridge of the Dominion, his cobalt-blue dreadnought, a titan of steel in the silent sea of stars. A strange, magical signal pulsed on his sensors, drawing him closer to what looked like a giant, ethereal whale swimming through the void. Suddenly, alarms blared. A shimmer of pink light solidified into a tiny fairy, her sheer dress glittering. "Captain," she cried, "the Kalupilluit have taken them. Kelvin, Fiona, and Glaciella. They're trapped in an ice mansion on the Storm Island." "Kelvin, my love," David whispered, his voice tight. "I'm coming." The fairy, Glenda, grew to his size. "I can take you to the edge of the fairy world," she said, handing him a cobalt-blue wand. "But be warned, the magic there will change you." A swirling pink portal opened beside them. David grabbed his blaster and stepped through the vortex. The world dissolved into light and lavender. When his vision cleared, his captain's uniform was gone, replaced by a short, glittery cobalt blue dress and matching heels. Long, wavy brown hair cascaded down his back, and a pair of delicate blue wings sprouted from his shoulders. "Oh no," she sighed, her voice a higher, softer pitch. "Not again." Glenda appeared beside her. "Males can't exist here, David. Now let's get you on your feet." It took some time and a few undignified tumbles, but Glenda patiently taught David how to walk in heels and, more importantly, how to use her new wings to fly. "There," Glenda said, pointing across a churning sea to a dark island shrouded in a perpetual storm. An ice mansion glittered ominously at its peak. "That's where you'll find them. Good luck." With a puff of pink smoke, Glenda was gone. Taking a deep breath, David launched into the turbulent sky. The flight was treacherous. Vicious winds tore at her wings, and forks of lightning sliced through the air. One bolt struck her squarely, but a shimmering blue barrier flared to life, deflecting the blast. "Personal protection device still works," she grinned. "Nice." She landed gracefully on the island's frozen shore. Before she could take a step, 3 monstrous figures burst from the shadows. The Kalupilluit, one light blue, one lavender, one green, charged at her with guttural roars. David drew her wand, unleashing a powerful blast of cobalt magic that sent 2 of the creatures reeling backwards. The third Kalupilluit lunged, its claws swiping at her. As it struck, her dress shimmered and transformed, hardening into a suit of beautiful, armored cobalt blue plate. Her wings became like sharpened steel. With a cry, she flew at her attackers, her new wings slicing through 2 of the creatures with impossible ease. The last Kalupilluit stood its ground. David wrapped it in ropes of blue magic, then drew her blaster. Setting it to explosive rounds, she fired. The creature vanished in a flash of light, leaving behind 3 glowing stones, 1 lavender, 1 icy blue, and 1 green. She scooped them up and, without a moment's hesitation, walked into the icy mansion to find her love. The doors of the ice mansion groaned open into a vast, silent hall. The walls were mirrors of polished ice, reflecting 1,000 versions of her. In some, she saw the blue-winged fairy she had become. But in others, she saw Captain David, his familiar captain's uniform, a stark contrast to her glittering dress. The reflections whispered doubts, but she pushed them aside, her thoughts only on Kelvin. At the end of the hall stood a massive door of enchanted ice, a swirling blizzard trapped within its depths. 3 keyholes glowed on its surface, 1 lavender, 1 icy blue, and 1 green. David smiled, pulling the glowing stones from her pouch. One by one, she placed them in their slots. With a deep groan, the ice melted away, revealing a staircase leading down into darkness. The stairs led to a cavernous chamber where 2 more Kalupilluit stood guard. Behind them, Fiona and Glaciella were trapped in cages of shimmering ice, their faces pale with cold and fear. "David," Fiona cried out, her voice muffled by the ice. "Is that you?" The guards snarled, turning their monstrous attention to the newcomer. David didn't hesitate. She flew into the air, a whirlwind of blue light and sharpened steel. Blaster bolts stunned the creatures, while blasts of cobalt magic shattered their icy claws. She was a blur, her new form surprisingly agile, her movements a dance of deadly grace she never knew she possessed. With the guards defeated, David shattered the ice cages with a single, powerful spell. Fiona and Glaciella stumbled out, shivering. "David, you look different," Glaciella said, wide-eyed. "The Queen took Kelvin," Fiona added urgently. "To the throne room. She wants to drain her magic to power her fortress." "Stay here, where it's safe," David commanded, her voice a strange mix of the captain's authority and a fairy's chime. "I'll handle the Queen." She followed a winding corridor of black ice that seemed to absorb all light, until she reached a pair of towering doors carved with images of screaming ships trapped in ice. Taking a deep breath, she pushed them open. The throne room was a cathedral of ice, dominated by a throne carved from a single massive glacier. On it sat the Qualupilluit Queen, Hillary Clinton, her skin the color of a frozen sea and her eyes like chips of ice. Beside her, Kelvin floated within a crystal prism. She was a beautiful fairy in a flowing lavender dress with a matching wide-brimmed hat and elegant heels. Faint streams of lavender light flowed from her into the throne. She looked weak, her eyes closed. A visitor." Hillary Clinton's voice was the crackle of a frozen lake. "Such vibrant magic. It will serve me well." She looked David up and down, a cruel smile on her lips. "You are brave to come here, little one. Your wings will make a lovely decoration for my throne." She didn't recognize the captain, only the magic. "That's my love you have there," David said, her voice dropping to a low, dangerous tone that was pure captain. She raised her blaster. "And you've made a very big mistake." Hillary Clinton laughed, a sound like shattering ice, and flung a volley of razor-sharp icicles at David with a wave of her hand. David zipped through the air, the icicles shattering against the walls behind her. Her shield held, but it flickered with the effort. She saw the lavender light flowing from Kelvin's prison to the throne and understood. The Queen wasn't just stealing her magic, she was using it to power her own. "I have to break that prism," she thought. Focusing her will, David cast an illusion. A vast window appeared on the ice wall, showing the cobalt blue hull of the Dominion filling the view, its weapon ports glowing. Hillary Clinton stared, momentarily shocked by the image of the starship. In that instant, David aimed her blaster, pouring all her energy into one shot. "Sorry about this, my love," she whispered, and fired. The explosive round shattered the lavender prism cage in a shower of crystal shards. Kelvin fell, her magic almost completely drained. The streams of magic flowing to the throne vanished, and the massive ice structure groaned, a huge crack appearing down its center. "No!" Hillary Clinton shrieked. David landed beside Kelvin, pulling the glowing lavender stone from her pouch. "Take this," she urged, handing her the purple crystal. As Kelvin's hand closed around it, a brilliant light flowed into her, giving back her magic. She rose to her feet, her eyes blazing with lavender fire. "Let's finish this," Kelvin said. Together, they turned to face the enraged Queen. Cobalt blue and lavender light intertwined, a maelstrom of power that slammed into Hillary Clinton. David's blaster fire pinned her in place, while their combined magic wove a cage around her. Without Kelvin's stolen power, Hillary Clinton was no match. The magic solidified, trapping her in a shimmering prison of her own ice. As she was defeated, the mansion began to shake. With a pop, Glenda appeared, a swirling pink portal opened beside her. "Time to go," she yelled. They grabbed Fiona and Glaciella and leaped through, tumbling back into the soft lavender fields. Kelvin looked at David and smiled. "You know," she said, "cobalt blue is definitely your color."